serious. Forget the world for a minute. Before we know it, the future's the past. Seize the moment while we're in it. Hold on to each other as long as it lasts. I don't care about forever, 'cause sometimes forever is over so fast. Hush, hush, baby, come in here with me. I want for you to go. No need to worry, there is no hurry to stay. We'll take it slow.
The 2K Sports Pregame Show.
Hello, basketball fans. I'm Ernie Johnson, welcoming you to 2K Sports. I'm here with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. Tonight, it'll be the Dallas Mavericks going up against the New York Knicks. It's been a tough bunch of games lately for New York. One thing we know, they feel they match up well in this contest. It's obviously an opponent they're confident going up against. We won't have to wait long to see if that confidence is well-founded. Well, we knew Harrison Barnes would see a boost in scoring after leaving Golden State, but man, I think it's safe to say he's exceeded expectations. You think?
You know, he could put up 20 a game as a focal point. And you know, his ISO game, Kenny, is fantastic.
I agree.
Can he be a number one option?
I think he can be a number one option, but I think he serves best as a number two option because then he can kind of roam around in it, and the dependability isn't there every night.
That's it for us for now. Kevin Harlan standing by, ready to bring you the play-by-play.
Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Good evening and welcome to tonight's presentation of Noche La NBA, an annual tradition in the NBA celebrating diversity and culture, and always a pleasure to bring it to you. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Greg Anthony as well as Doris Burke, and we've got David Aldridge on the sideline. The last time these two teams met, it was the New York Knicks who came away with the W against the Mavericks.
And sometimes in that hostile environment, it is hard to stay true to who you are. But give them credit, they did, especially on offense.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, a testament to how level-headed this group is. Nice job executing on the offensive end of the floor.
And before the game gets started, let's go to David Aldridge, who spoke with Rick Carlisle. David.
Well, Kevin, he said defensively their main priority is going to be preventing points in the paint. He told me we can't let them get comfortable inside. That's what'll hurt us. He wants them playing a very physical brand of D down low. We'll see if they got the message. Kevin?
Thank you, David. And bucking the fast-paced trend, both teams tonight like to score out of their half-court sets. Doris, what are some of the keys to being successful with that approach?
Well, there's a few things, Kev. You've got to have great floor spacing. The ball has got to move, and players have got to move. It's got to be an equal opportunity offense.
Ready to go? Ready to go?
So Dallas will get the first possession. Now we'll look at Dallas's starting lineup.
Oh, my God.
That's how you attack. Wow.
How'd he do that? Wow, what a creative display by Harrison Barnes in your face. Take that.
Here's Ntilikina. Offline with his three. Barnes against Hardaway. And there's Barnes. That's good on the assist by Smith. Barnes has got his second bucket of the night.
That's just terrific job by Barnes. In full attack mode, dominating that area of the paint. Go to work, Harrison.
Here's Ntilikina. And it's off from three-point range. On defense, the Knicks. 4-point game. Outplayed in the previous game on their schedule, losing to the Raptors.
And guys, a loss like that, that's one when you just got to put it behind you as quickly as possible.
It's a barometer, though. You know where you need to improve and by how much to win these kinds of games.
And Dirk Nowitzki gets the whistle that time. That is his first foul of the game. And just over a minute played here in the start of the game. Here's Ntilikina. Knicks working now with a fresh shot clock. Now here's Moutier. Defense right on him. Cantor with a screen on Smith. It's taken away by Smith. And Dirk Nowitzki once again. Nowitzki's got his second basket of the game.
Boy, the offense is really clicking. 4 for 5 from the field to start. Nice.
Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively, for sure.
That shot a little beyond his normal range. Ntilikina's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. Barnes can't get it to go. Knicks have gone just 1 of 4 to get this game started. Hardaway for 3. The Mavericks pull it in. Tough loss coming against the Rockets in the last game they played.
You know, they worked hard, they drew fouls, but they just couldn't convert at the line.
I think that's the most frustrating thing, right? You've earned the opportunity to take those free throws, and you don't cash in at the line.
2 points, that one goes. And that's now 6 points for Nowitzki.
That's just great persistence from Nowitzki. Tracks down the offensive board thanks to his outstanding positioning.
Moutier dishes to Hardaway. Cantor sets the pick for Hardaway. Ntilikina, a three-pointer off the mark.
Well, they've been playing some tough defense on him in this period, and it's starting to affect him. This guy's having trouble finding the target right now.
And that one's good, Barnes.
That's just length and determination by Barnes, helping him convert in traffic.
Knocks it loose. Oh, and here comes Barnes all alone. And the dunk by Barnes.
And really focused on establishing dominance down low. And guys, it's working.
Oh, no doubt. I think they've controlled the paint. They've used their size and strength to get off any shot they want.
And again, it's the Knicks missing.
Well, it isn't for a lack of effort when it comes to getting up to three-pointers, but not much to show for it. He's going to lose the green light here very early in this game if this keeps up.
And the Knicks decide to take their first time out here.
And when you look at Dennis Smith Jr., you aren't blown away by the physicality at first, but he's incredibly gifted for a player his size. Great speed and quickness to blow by defenders.
And with Dennis Smith, it isn't just burst of speed, it's his play in the open floor and Greg running end-to-end, which is phenomenal.
Yeah, he also just jumps and finishes at the rim like a shooting guard. He's only probably 6'2", 6'3", but he gets up in the air like a wing player. He's a lot like Derrick Rose was when he burst on the scene. Check out some stats for Hardaway. Since the break, he's come back strong, really making his presence felt. He's putting up about 20 points per game, 3 rebounds, and 2 assists. And this is the kind of strong, steady play you like to see. He's earning his keep and helping them win games.
I think they need more consistency from him, and they're getting it. Look for this to continue. I love it.
Barnes can't get it to go.
Boy, the defense collapsing and throwing him off balance on his way to the cup.
Moutier with the ball. He's coming off a 13-point game against Toronto.
Really, he exposed a lot of seams in the defense with his passing, too. That assist total was impressive.
Here's Nowitzki. And Cantor pulls it down.
Boy, not enough spring in his step on the way to the cup. He actually short arms that layup.
Out to the right wing. Ntilikina gets the bucket. Ntilikina's got 6.
Gets one to fall, but only a second make in the first 7 attempts.
Out of bounds, New York takes possession. And looking back at last season, here's a look at the 3-point and 2-point shot attempt averages for the Knicks.
And their offense centered around the 3-point shot. That was the guiding principle on every trip. Their first goal was finding an open look beyond the arc, getting that extra point every chance they could.
Knicks trail by 10 to the inside. It's stolen by Smith. And here we go. Fast break. Barnes has got it. And the dunk by Barnes.
Well, this is the scoring potential that Barnes has, really putting it all together tonight.
Here's Moutier. He hasn't scored yet. That, I'm sure, will change. Outside Hardaway. Knocked away. And it goes out of bounds. That one is off Smith. Now let's go to the 2K leaderboard to look at the teams that specialize in intimidation. Number 5, the Knicks.
I mean, terrific rim protection. I mean, they rotate and help on the inside as well as anybody. And, of course, you want to keep offenses on the outside shooting jump shots, and that continues to be the goal.
And it's Harrison Barnes with the foul. That's his first foul. Puts up a 3.
Yeah, really like the defensive focus and intensity at the start. Thus far, they haven't gotten the ball inside at all. Well, you have to like their work on the boards, Kevin, particularly here to start the game. Oh, this is the kind of start they were hoping for.
Moutier kicks to Beasley. There's a screen by Cantor. Beasley with it. Picked up by Nowitzki. And Barnes comes to help. And stolen by Barnes. To the inside. And the dunk by Barnes.
You gotta love Nowitzki setting his guys up with perfect passes.
Knicks trail by 16. They double him with Nowitzki. Ball's knocked loose. Barnes against Hardaway. Shot clock at 6. To the left side wing. Ntilikina. And the Knicks miss again. Out of bounds, New York takes possession.
And let's see the stat sheet here on Enes Kanter. The last 10 games, he has been on a heck of a run. 6th in rebounding. And not many players convert opportunities inside as well as he. Top 15 in field goal percentage.
And he's a top 10 rebounder this year for good reason. He's unbelievably driven, and he competes with you for the entire game.
You know, it seems a little to me like the mystique of this building that the Knicks call home can be overwhelming at times, right? So many great games played here, perhaps the most iconic floor in all the NBA.
Here's Barnes, and the dunk by Barnes.
And that's the thing about Barnes. He doesn't always look like he's moving fast, but very few guys seem to catch him.
Here's Moutier. Taking a look at the scoring numbers, right now he averages about 9 points a game. New York calls timeout. And with this mecca of basketball, there certainly have been more than a few incredible moments that played out in front of these fans. Doris, growing up a Knicks fan as you have, what great moments stick out to you most in this terrific building?
Well, there's so many to choose from, whether it was Allen Houston's floater in the lane, Willis Reed coming out of the tunnel to play in Game 7, or, of course, Patrick Ewing leading the Knicks to the NBA Finals in 1994.
Yeah, and the amount of points they've given up here in the paint, that's what they got to talk about.
Well, I think they've got to ramp up the pressure. There's no excuse for letting them score at will in the paint. Make them feel you.
For the Knicks, Kyle O'Quinn comes in for Ennis Cantor, and Trey Burke subbed in for Moutier. Here's Burke, coming in off a 10-point performance last game out. Here's Hardaway. It's good. The assist that time from Burke.
Crafty move. He recognizes the size disadvantage, and the mid-range is close enough.
I'll tell you, that's really clever because it's not easy to get that mid-range off over a guy who's got a size advantage. He made it look easy.
Here's Burke after Dirk Nowitzki's bucket. Picked by O'Quinn. They double him with Nowitzki. And stolen by Nowitzki. Oh, and here comes Barnes all alone.
And guys, they've come out and established a rhythm. And also their play calling has been on point.
Yeah, I think that's exactly how they've built this lead. They played as one, shared the basketball, running their offense to perfection.
And Barnes comes to help. Beasley with a clean look from outside off the mark.
And they've come out with a take-no-prisoners approach on the glass here tonight, guys.
And Doris, not a lot of assists for Harrison Barnes throughout his career. For you, is that a concern?
Not really, Kev, because his job with this team is to score the basketball. The other thing you like, this is a guy who keeps his turnovers low. Doesn't like to freelance and do too much.
Two.
And the first one at the line is good.
Well, how about Harrison Barnes, a starter on the championship Warriors team in 2015, part of that amazing 73-win team in 2016, but he had a secondary role on that team. Now one of the go-to guys.
Thomas checked in for New York. Troy Williams comes in for Tim Hardaway Jr. That one falls, so he hits both of them. And with the Warriors' pursuit of Kevin Durant, Barnes was the odd man outdoors. He did all right, though, a 4-year max deal in Dallas.
Well, what you love is he never complained about his role when he was with Golden State, and he's embraced the challenge with the Dallas Mavericks. There's a lot riding on his shoulders with this organization. They need this guy to grow into a star.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
Thomas a screen. Tipped away. And stolen by Barnes. Oh, and the dunk by Barnes.
I don't know if you can do it any better on both ends than they have tonight.
I don't think you can ask for anything more, Greg. What a wonderful job establishing a lead early in this one.
And that replay sponsored by Under Armour. Another Unleash Chaos moment, giving us an excellent perspective on the play.
Listen, sometimes if you're not a star, you've got to carve out a role for you. Unbelievable.
That is not possible. What we just, is that possible?
I think it is, Greg. Not probable, but like possible, like you said. Now, here's Burke. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. On the wing, Lee. Got a piece of it. That's going to be out of bounds. The Knicks will retain possession. Let's quickly take a look at the standings out west. The season nearly complete. You look at the Rockets. Very strong season they've had. Always at or near the top of the conference. And right now they're in first place in contention for that. Exactly where they want to be as they close in on the postseason. And, of course, there's Dallas. Not really any threat right now as their record showing a lot more losses.
And I think for Dallas, they haven't made any of the strides they were hoping to see prior to the season. Again, hanging around at the bottom of the standings.
And with one eye already on the offseason, I would guess they start tinkering with lineups, different personnel combinations as this season wraps up. That way they can start forming a plan for the future.
Here's Thomas. Harrison Barnes picking up that last basket.
They've been sensational on the backboard to start this game.
Here's Noel, and slam dunk by Noel.
And that's an example of his athleticism, right? Nerlens Noel, the ability to leap up and ram it home.
Outside Thomas. Out of bounds. Dallas takes possession. It's been all Mavericks. from 13. And it's wide right. It's off the rim. New York shooting only around 32% so far in this one. The offense looking a bit off kilter. Williams passes to Burke. Back to Williams. And it's Williams with the jam.
Oh, dynamic two-hand jam.
And right in the face of the defender. Barea dishes to Barnes. Good, and it's Barea who picks up the assist. 32 points for Barnes.
And that's 10 straight points in the paint. The defense, nowhere to be found.
Thomas, no good. Well, they're really making a point of keeping the ball moving around.
That's the key. The D can't focus on one player, and no matter what anybody tells you, that ball will always move quicker than the defender.
Now here's Lee. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change, and it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Noel.
And let's take a look at the numbers for Courtney Lee. Averaging 12 points, 3 rebounds, and 2 assists. And this is the kind of strong, steady play you like to see. He's earning his keep and helping them win games.
I think they need more consistency from him, and they're getting it. Look for this to continue. I love it.
The inside, guarded by Barea.
Boy, too much traffic in the lane. Very difficult finish with the defense draped all over him.
Measure misses.
Well, I wouldn't say the D was exceptional, but it certainly was enough to bother him.
Williams kicks to Thomas. Here's the teardrop. The shot, no good. Now the Mavericks take it the other way.
Well, we all know that Mavs head coach Rick Carlisle is considered one of the best in the NBA in terms of his ability to X and O. He is outstanding at maximizing his players' strengths and putting them in positions to succeed.
And so here is New York following the score by Dallas. Here's Burke. New York, no good that time either. Smith drives in. Good, and it's Barea who picks up the assist. Barea's got 3 assists tonight.
And Smith likes getting close to the rim, a consistent scorer when he's deep inside.
Now here's Williams, currently averaging almost 6 points a game. Back to Burke. That's tipped, and they get it back. Lets the 3 fly. Williams can't hit. About 3 seconds between shot and game clock. Here's Noel on the money from 12 feet away. Noel's got his second basket of the night.
Defensively, they've got to pick up the intensity. Hard to win surrendering this high a field goal percentage.
Burke, the pass to Williams. Feeds it to O'Quinn. Looking to end the run. He takes it up and lays it in.
You know, when you have the size and the body type of Kyle O'Quinn, having a defender right on you doesn't seem to faze you one bit close to the rim.
Harrison Barnes getting it done for the Dallas Mavericks. And his big game just keeps getting bigger. That quarter sees him get over 30 points. We'll return shortly. And Dirk Nowitzki steadily climbing the all-time scoring rankings. He talked about the remarkable journey of his long and illustrious career.
When I first got here, my first year was so tough that I didn't really know that I can make it in this league. To be named with all these names is an unbelievable honor, and it's been a crazy ride.
Dirk has proven himself through the test of time. As tough as it may have been back in his rookie year, he overcame those obstacles to become this elite NBA player destined for the Hall of Fame.
And people do talk about players being a Dirk Nowitzki type. You're right about that. And that's a type any team would like to have. One of the greatest power forwards in the NBA's history.
We welcome you back to Noche Latina. Becoming an annual tradition is always here on 2K Sports, and always exciting. And guys, we've seen a confident-looking Mavericks team out there.
They're winning the turnover battle, and oftentimes that can swing things your way.
Well, you really like the activity on the defensive end. Outstanding, jumping into passing lanes and coming up with steals.
And a chance here presented by Gatorade to see who's on the floor, all fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. And New York, looking at who they've got. Ntilikina and Lee are in the backcourt. Kyle O'Quinn out there with Hicks, and it's Williams at the small forward position. And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to David Aldridge.
Well, guys, Emmanuel Mudiay spent a year in China prior to the NBA rather than playing in college. And a lot of people respect what he did while he was over there. He said, being in a foreign country, everything is different. It made me mentally strong. Now in the NBA, he said, you've got to have confidence because every point guard in this league can play. You've got to keep that edge and be prepared at all times. Kevin?
Thanks, David. Mental fortitude is critical, especially when you're a young player in this league.
Well, Lee has proven to be a valuable role player throughout his career. The combination of shooting and defense is huge.
Here's Ntilikina. 11 points for him in that last game against Toronto.
I'll tell you, he's had a tough night. And if you're going to shake out of a slump, he's not going to do it with those kinds of shots.
Didn't have any problem knocking that one down. Another defensive lapse leading to 2 more.
Here's Ntilikina. The Mavericks making the shot. Right side, Lee. It's stolen by Barea. And here we go. Fast break. Barea's got it. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
Boy, how about the penetration from Nerlens Noel? So skilled at drawing contact with that activity.
And Nerlens Noel out of Kentucky, slender and mobile and long. And Craig, he can cover ground in a hurry.
Boy, and you can see it in his rate of steals to go along with the blocks. That quickness is a huge asset in today's game. It's all about versatility, both offensively and defensively.
He's off on the first. Doris, you ended a very successful college career a few years before professional women's basketball was fully established. How much do you wish you could have had a chance to go pro and play in what is now the WNBA?
How about this, Kev? The last 10 minutes of my senior season, the last 10 minutes of my final game, I blow out my knee. Otherwise, I would have gone to either Sweden or Ireland to play professionally. But sure, of course I wish the WNBA was formed. It came 10 years after my graduation in 1987. Oh, what could have been.
Yeah. And Doris is thriving, right? I mean, there is such a following for the WNBA.
Last year's finals may be the most competitive in history. It's really grown leaps and bounds.
So fun to watch.
And 10 of their last 12 coming off assists.
The feed to Mudiay. Poke loose. And here we go. The Mavericks on a fast break. There's Noel, and he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2.
And you know, guys, listen, Noel brings value. The reason he's a menace on the defensive end and an absolute warrior on the glass.
He's 0 of 2 at the line in this one. And he makes the first. And New York making a change here. Hardaway's checked in. And good on the second, so he makes them both.
Boy, when you consider the last 2 decades of winning in the Dirk Nowitzki era that was capped off with the 2011 championship, one where they were the underdog, it really was an incredible run of success.
Quarter number 2, we're about 2 minutes in. Here's Ntilikina. He's got 6, passes to Hicks. And here is Hardaway. No one near Mudiay as he lets it go. New York, no good that time either. And for Nowitzki, Carlisle, and the veteran Mavericks. A relief to have that ring, but Do you think, Doris, they wonder what might have been? Could they have captured more?
Well, they've had tremendous success, and I'm sure every organization, there's things you look back on and wonder. Remember, Dallas let Steve Nash go. He then went on to win multiple MVPs in Phoenix. So what would he and Dirk have been able to accomplish with more time together? We'll never know.
Cantor with it. Now guarded by Noel. Here's Ntilikina. A three-pointer off the mark.
He is just really almost playing for the other team. The shooting has just been poor.
That one goes. Count it. Noel's got 6 points in the quarter.
Attacking with great ferocity, Kevin. Noel can't be contained on that drive.
And so it's New York with it, following the score by Dallas.
They've shown some strength in the paint today. Their work on the boards has been impressive.
And the shot goes down.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
To the middle, here's Hicks. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot two here. And there is perhaps no more of a loyal fan base, Doris, in all of sports than the fans of the New York Knicks.
Well, I grew up a New York Knicks fan, and most of us are complete diehards. The city of New York has always been in love with the New York Knickerbockers.
Shooting two.
The first one falls. You think back to how Jeff Hornacek was as a player. Doris, you see that same demeanor on the sidelines.
Well, what you're talking about there, Kev, is sort of that gritty, no-nonsense, tough-minded approach. What Jeff Hornacek was as a player, he certainly displays similar attributes as a coach.
The Knicks making a switch here. Beasley's checked in. That one misses. Dallas with the ball. They've got a 12-2 run in progress. And that one, good.
And when you're on the road, this is how you silence the crowd. Tremendous all-around play.
But it's not easy building a lead like this on the road, Greg, but they have been lights out throughout this game.
McDermott. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot two. And we see a chart here for the shooting performance so far for Barnes.
Well, that is what it looks like when you are in the zone. He's been very efficient with his scoring and is leading the way for his team on offense. With every make, you can see the confidence growing. And I don't think he'll slow down anytime soon.
The free throw drops for McDermott. Doris, seems like every position on the floor is doing more multitasking these days, asked to do more, play differently. So when you're thinking about guards, which do you think do the best job of generating offense, say, out of the post?
Well, the preeminent player that comes to mind is Dwayne Wade. And this is a guy who at his prime athletically was as good in the transition game as anybody in the history of the game. I know you had certain NBA analysts who have called him arguably one of the best two guards to ever play it. The current iteration of this guy is probably DeMar DeRozan, right? We talk about the loss of the mid-range. Well, DeMar DeRozan is excellent in the mid-range, and now they're starting to put him in the low post and let him use his size and his length to create a little fadeaway jump shot. Really pretty to watch and effective for any number of guards.
You nailed it.
And still early in the period, and they're only one foul away from being over the limit.
And the Mavericks with possession here. Powell kicks to Farrell. A second chance effort. The shot by Powell, no good. And so it's New York with it. Pass to Ntilikina. Expanding his range. Gets the three-pointer to fall. Ntilikina's got 9 points.
He nailed 2 from distance in the opening period. Now gets this one.
And the shot is good from Nowitzki.
I'll tell you, there's not a lot more the defense can do. Even when they are smothering Dirk, he is nailing these shots so easily.
Beasley outside. They double him with Nowitzki. Here's Hicks. Powell pulls it in. Powell's got his 4th rebound in this one. And that one goes long. New York's gone 1 of 6 from three-point land in the second quarter. Less than 20%, but they've continued to let them fly. Beasley left side. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up.
And the Mavericks looking to go young now around Nowitzki. Unsurprisingly, they've already found some intriguing young prospects.
And for the Mavericks, you look at their young guys, a lot of athleticism, and Greg, an upside already on the roster.
And Mavs fans have to be pleased with what they've done so far. I mean, especially with the selection of Dennis Smith in the draft, who can be a special player at that point guard position. They're making smart moves to kind of revamp this roster.
That free throw, no good.
And they're getting to the line a lot in this quarter, guys, and it hasn't been by accident.
And the Mavericks making a change here. Barnes is checked in. And he's good on the second. For the Mavericks, 16 consecutive years of 500 basketball or better. Coming to an end last season, unfortunately for them.
Yeah, it was the beginning of a rebuild. The first time in a long time for the Mavs. And they waived some of their veterans to free up space and court time to further develop those young players. And with how competitive this organization is, you know they'll do everything they can to get back in contention to try to send Dirk out on a high note.
And that one, good.
I'll tell you, Kevin, you have to love the intensity that Powell plays with on the glass, using that long body to track down those offensive boards.
Here's Ntilikina. He's got 9. Ball's knocked loose. And so he draws the foul on the shot, a trip to the line to shoot 2.
And this is what you have to love about J.J. Barea. Just absolutely fearless and always plays 100% out. That's nice.
This is his first trip to the line tonight.
Two shots. Relax on the first.
First free throw is good. Now well over a decade in the NBA for the terrific J.J. Barea. Undrafted, as you know, Doris, out of Northeastern.
Yes, but he can say he's an NBA champion. Of course, the majority of his seasons with the Dallas Mavericks, as was that Title I back in 2011. Listen, there might be a foot of difference in height between he and partner Dirk Nowitzki, but their games have really meshed well.
Both shots good from the stripe.
And you never doubt this guy's enthusiasm or his love for the game of basketball. To me, it's what makes Barea the kind of guy you root for.
Now, here's Burke. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him. Lets it go from deep. It's rebounded by Dallas. Powell's got 6 rebounds in the game. Here's Barnes. Here's Nowitzki. Lays it up off the glass. Nowitzki's got 12 in the game.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
And Dirk Nowitzki gets the whistle that time. That'll be his second foul of the game. Now, here's Burke, guarded by Barea, and the call is going to be, yes, it is, an illegal screen.
Guys, hard enough to win in this league, but when you continue to hurt yourself because of miscues, it makes it all the more difficult.
Thomas checked in for Ntilikina. Here's Powell. Good, and it's Barea who picks up the assist. Barea's got 9 assists in the game. Great passing. New York shooting around 24%. Not a good showing here. Burke dishes to Thomas. tipped away. Out of bounds. Dallas takes possession. While we have a moment here, let's see which teams have scored the most second chance points since the All-Star break. Number 5, the Knicks.
Not many will go after it on the offensive boards the way they do. I mean, and particularly since the break, they have really made teams pay on the inside.
Farrell kicks to Nowitzki. Banked in off the glass. Nowitzki's got 6 here in this quarter.
Well, I'll tell you, he's been a go-to guy for them as they've taken this lead, and he keeps coming.
Burke, the pass to Hardaway. Down low, Beasley. And he drops in the layup off the glass.
I'll tell you, you're not going to find a much more confident basketball player. He always believes the points are going to come.
And Nowitzki with the stuff.
Well, Kev, right now, Dirk has the touch, getting him the ball anywhere on the floor, and he's comfortable pulling the trigger.
And so here is New York to the paint. Oh, he blocked it and deflects off the backboard. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Nowitzki.
And here's a look at the stats for Beasley. How his last 10 games have gone. He's around 10 points per game, 6 rebounds, and 2 assists. And those numbers, solid, not spectacular, and sometimes what you see is what you get.
There's no doubt. This is a guy who understands his role, knows he's got to give you quality minutes, and that's what they expect from him.
Beasley with a screen on Barea. Thomas gets a wide open look. His 3-pointers off the mark. Dallas has gone 0-2 from deep here in the second. Nowitzki drives in. It's good. Nowitzki's got 18 points in the game.
And how about the mobility of Nowitzki, really driving it to the hole with a purpose?
They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Beasley kicks to Hardaway. Thomas a screen. Pass to Burke. Easy layup after coming off the pit.
A steady screen set on that play, and the defense disappears. Nice communication between teammates to make that play work.
Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. And Doris, you look at the Knicks team, and clearly the future is going to be built around Porzingis.
Well, and you think back to the Knicks mortgaging away their future at times to make a run at the playoffs, but I think it's now time to build from the ground up. They've got some draft picks to work with going forward, and though it may not be immediate, Porzingis is a nice centerpiece to build around.
2 shots. Relax on the first.
First one falls for him. Doors with so many one-and-dones entering the NBA, do you think expectations are too high for these guys, especially from the fans?
I don't, Kevin. I think it depends on the talent that we're talking about. You know, I know Joel Embiid is a guy who didn't necessarily start right away, but when he was finally able to be healthy, it certainly didn't take him long to become a factor on the NBA level. No, I don't think the expectations are too high. I think these guys are accustomed to expectations, and frankly, their personal expectations are probably higher than ours.
I mean, look at the elite of these high school kids have been playing like in front of big crowds on a big stage for so long. It's second nature to them, don't you think?
No doubt about it, Kevin.
Barnes with it. Now Thomas defending. Here's Powell. And, there's a whistle. He was going up for a layup, and while it looked like there was some contact, I wasn't sure they were going to call it a foul shot or not, but sure enough they have. So he'll head to the free throw line. And Dwight Powell played all 4 seasons at Stanford for the Cardinal, still filling out his frame.
He is, and the knock on Powell was that he wasn't tough enough to battle inside at this level. But guy is a worker, basically sleeping in the gym, and with his length and athleticism, he's starting to figure it out.
First one falls for him.
Yeah, nice job of drawing the contact and creating opportunities at the line.
Troy Williams checked in for New York. Good on both.
What's amazing is, in afterthought, in the Rajon Rondo trade back in 2014, Dwight Powell has shown himself to be a pretty good player in Dallas. You know, they signed this athletic big man to a long-term contract to keep him around.
Thomas gets the bucket.
Nothing better than reliability for a coach, right? And Thomas with the nifty move in the painted area.
The Knicks shooting just 29% in the second quarter. The offense is suffering. It's stolen by Smith. Stolen by O'Quinn. Kicks it to Burke from downtown. And the rebound goes to Nowitzki. Nowitzki's got 6 rebounds here tonight. And Dwight Powell, the 45th pick in the 2014 draft, and traded Doris 3 times in just the first 2 months of his rookie season.
It had to be a whirlwind, Kev, and in this day and age, does it come as any surprise when he got traded to Dallas, a friend told him about it because the friend had seen it on social media. I wouldn't call it red carpet, but he's arrived nonetheless.
And it's Smith missing. Now here's Burke. Defense right on him. Inside. O'Quinn can't hit. Dallas has gone 0-2 from deep here in the second. Farrell kicks to Nowitzki. Excellent D from Thomas. The Knicks shooting just 28%. They are offensively out of whack and out of step with each other at this point. Nobody near Williams. No good on the 3. The Mavericks shooting in offensive execution has been beyond great. They're 63% from the floor in this game.
Boy, what has gotten into him? He's taken his game to an unreal level this quarter.
Now here's Burke. He gives the team some steady offense, a bit under 10 points a game.
I'll tell you, it'd be a big help if he could snap out of this cold streak. His shooting has been hurting them.
You know, guys, fast break points right now in their favor, and they're really pushing the tempo.
Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
And stolen by Barnes. And Nowitzki with a clear path to the basket. And the jam by Dirk Nowitzki.
Don't sleep on Dirk in transition. Gets out on the break and finishes well.
59 seconds left in the second quarter. Burke with it. Now Smith defending. Down low, here's Thomas. And again, unable to change momentum here. And it's Smith penetrating. He made that one. Basket number 3 for him. He's also missed 2.
And really keeping the ball hopping around here offensively.
Burke with it. He's against Smith. Got a hand on it.
Powell is exceptional at timing for blocks, rises up and sends it back.
Emmanuel Moutier's checked in for Trey Burke. And then for Dallas, Mejri comes in for Dwight Powell. And Nerlens Noel subbed in for Dirk Nowitzki. Here's Lee. And off the left side of the rim, and it swirls in for him. Lee's got 5 points in the quarter. 7-second difference, shot and game clock. The 3 from Barnes. Here's Noel. That one is good again. He's 6 for 8 from the floor with the basket.
And of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is just smash mouth, physical basketball, guys.
And the officials signal the backcourt violation. Not very careful there.
All you have to do is point to their turnovers this quarter. There's a reason the scoreboard looks like it does.
For 3, Smith. Got a piece of it. And it's out of bounds. The Mavericks able to retain possession here. Here's Smith. He's got 6. In the corner, it's McDermott. Good on the 3-point shot. McDermott's got 7 points in the game.
Well, McDermott's known for that catch-and-shoot game. The rise and fire on the catch. Pretty.
And so it's Dallas with a huge lead at the break. Safe to say there's no catching them today. Their defense has been active and effective. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thank you, Kevin. Harrison, a big first half for you offensively. How did you get loose?
My teammates just been finding me. I've just been trying to just run hard, make good backdoor cuts, run in transition, and give me good looks.
You have not stopped moving at all, and it's led to good results. Thanks, Harrison. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks so much, David, and we'll step away briefly, but get you right back out here for the start of the third quarter after this break.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back, everybody. I'm Ernie Johnson. This big mountain of a man is Shaquille O'Neal, and this hill of a man is Kenny the Jet Smith. Harrison Barnes was the man in the first. He ended up with 36 points, 4 steals, and 3 rebounds. And Kenny, what are your thoughts on how Dallas played?
Well, what you see with Harrison Barnes right now is he's in a good situation. Shot well, finished strong throughout the first half. He also created for himself a little bit. This is a role he was born to play.
And Shaq, what are your thoughts on New York?
Well, they got a ton of issues to work out. Allow way too high a percentage to be shot against them. Not really showing any energy on defense. No discipline. Look at their faces, Ernie. Do they even want to be here?
That about wraps it up. Time now for the second half of the game. We go to Kevin Harlan for the call.
Well, we're getting back to the action now. It's been a one-team show so far. We'll see if that changes here in the third. And Harrison Barnes has really been making it happen, guys.
I'll tell you what, he put together an entire highlight reel in that first half alone. Just a collection of spectacular dunks.
I don't know how you're not a big fan of his game. He plays fast, aggressive, and if you let him get to the rim, he leaves nothing to chance.
Welcome back, everyone, to the start of the second half. Big margin on our hands, but we'll see if that gap narrows down in the third and fourth quarters. On the floor for Dallas, Barnes at the 3 with Dirk at the 4. Smith is out there with Farrell, and it's Powell in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. Cantor's shot is off. Maverick shooting has been just fantastic, around 65% tonight, getting exactly what they want when they want it. And the Knicks with possession. Hardaway with it. Guarded now by Barnes. And the bucket counts. 3-point chance here.
Amazing how he gets this one to go. Size doesn't matter.
What fearlessness, right? He likes to go at taller defenders, and he shows he has what it takes to get it done.
And Tim Hardaway Jr., the son of a former all-star point guard, Junior, not maybe the same ball handler his father was, but he can sure fill it up. And I really feel like he's established his niche in the NBA.
One shot.
And Hardaway Jr., a 6'6" shooting guard out of Michigan. Talk about his game a little bit for us, Greg. Analyze where he is.
Above average in terms of his athletic ability, improving defensively, and right now he's playing off the ball, whether spotting up or filling the lane. I think this guy's got a chance to be special. He's passionate, and boy, does he compete.
Here's Moutier. The Mavericks making the shot. Now, here's Cantor. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. Nowitzki against Beasley. And another basket for Dallas.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
For New York, they've gone 1 of 3 since starting the second half. Here's Ntilikina. And the miss, not the best shot selection there.
I don't like their energy level since the break, right? They've missed 3 of their first 4 shots.
The shot's there for him, and he's got to take it. I don't care if he doesn't convert. That's a shot he has to continue to take.
The pass to Moutier. Hardaway with a wide-open look. And it's Hardaway again missing.
Yeah, the offense scuffling a bit to start this second half. Only 1 for the first 5.
New York's gotten blank from three-point land so far in the third, still 0 for 3. From deep, it's good from long range. Hardaway has got 6 in the quarter.
Puts one in the eye of the defense. First triple of the evening.
And it's Barnes slamming it down.
Yeah, you got to appreciate the mindset of Smith. Solid at running the offense and finding his teammates who are open.
Now, Moutier dishes it to Hardaway. Lays it up off the glass. Hardaway has got 10 points.
Nice touch there near the hoop.
Here's Smith. It's rebounded by New York. Pass to Ntilikina. Picked away. Here's Nowitzki. Can't finish the one-handed jam.
And it's not easy to get those stops at the rim, but he does a great job with it.
Yeah, he can make it look simple on the interior when it's really not. He knew exactly how to guard on the inside.
Clock keeps going. 3 minutes into the second half now. Here's Barnes. Here's Farrell. They shoot again. Nowitzki, good. Nowitzki's got 28.
I tell you, Dirk is going to hit these interior shots constantly. With his size, defenders don't have much of a chance in there.
Here's Ntilikina. Off target from three-point range. Dallas shooting 31% here in the third. Offensively, they are looking bleak. Yep, it counts.
And defensively, guys, they've been unable to shut down the middle.
Moutier kicks to Cantor. Here's Ntilikina. Connects from three-point range. 14 points for him.
There you go. That's the stroke we saw in the first half.
Here's Barnes. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2. And Greg, with Enes Kanter last season, he had to miss significant time with the broken hand, but his offensive game is something to watch when he's healthy.
He just plays hard. He provides that instant offense off the bench, a great array of post moves to pick from.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
That's good from Barnes.
A really solid free throw shooter. The team would like to see Barnes get to that line more often.
And the Knicks making a change here. Hicks is checked in. And Dallas with a change here too. Borea's checked in. And that's good as he hits both of his shots.
Well, you just look back on the history of the New York Knicks and what rich history and tradition they have as a franchise, the different eras, the different groups they've had, some of the more memorable teams in NBA history.
No good from Beasley.
And as he squares up for mid-range, the defender right in his face.
Well, classic example of crowding the shooter, not letting him get comfortable in the mid-range.
Now here's Moutier from deep. And the rebound goes to the Mavericks. Borea's got his 3rd rebound on the night. And thinking back to great players and teams from the Knicks, Doris, you can look at teams in any decade and find memorable players.
Well, listen, if you're talking about the 1970s, it's Willis Reed. You're talking about the 80s and 90s. You're talking about Bernard King, Patrick Ewing, Allen Houston, the great Pat Riley at the helm. And more recently, you're talking about the likes of Carmelo Anthony. The Knicks have had some ballers in their history.
Now here's Nowitzki. 30 points in the game. Here's Ntilikina. Over in the corner, Moutier. Six on the shot clock. Beasley outside. And the Knicks miss again. And the Mavericks with possession. The drive by Barnes. Over Hardaway. Here's Nowitzki. And he battles for the ball and gets the second chance bucket. Nowitzki's got 8 here in the quarter.
Boy, his output has been impressive today, and it doesn't look like he's done cooking just yet.
They set the pick. Knocked loose. And the jam by Dirk Nowitzki.
Well, Nowitzki not known for his athleticism, but nice flush there.
The Knicks shooting is leaving some to be desired, just 36% here in the third quarter. Moutier dishes to Hardaway. The basket good off the assist from Moutier. Hardaway has got 2 now from beyond the arc in the third for the Knicks. Here's Barnes. Can't hit that one. Excellent D there from Beasley. The Knicks shooting a low 30% mark from the field. Moutier with the ball. No good from outside. Here's Barnes. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Barnes has got 44.
Boy, they have leaned on this guy to carry their offense today, and he has come through with flying colors.
Outside Hardaway. And here's Moutier. And poor shot selection there. Not a high percentage look for him. Here's Barnes. And the dunk by Barnes.
Yeah, that's called initiating the action, taking it right to the rack. I'll tell you, the talent is there. It's really for Harrison Barnes just trying to become more consistent.
Pass to Ntilikina. The tray. And the 3-ball is good. Ntilikina's got 17 now.
And since halftime, they have been locked and loaded from beyond.
Yeah, there's no question about it. Knocking down triples repeatedly, the defense starting to look helpless at this point.
Now here's Moutier. Harrison Barnes missing his last shot. Shoots a 3, and the Knicks hit again from deep.
The defense a step slow, and you can see the result.
Inside, here's Powell, and the dunk by Powell.
You have got to commend Powell on his positioning. I'll tell you, he buries himself deep, and he's going to sky for that slam dunk.
So it's the Knicks now. Passes it to Hicks. Rejected by Nowitzki. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Nowitzki. A different look for New York. Kyle O'Quinn is checked in for Beasley. And it's Burke in for Emmanuel Moutier. Dallas also making some changes. Nerlens Noel checks in for Dwight Powell. And McDermott subbed in for Barnes. Burke kicks to O'Quinn. It's good. The assist that time from Burke. O'Quinn's got his second bucket of the game to go.
You know, that right there is a great example. O'Quinn has got great hands, so he can step out or bang inside with the best of them.
Pass to Ntilikina to the middle. And O'Quinn slams it in.
Yeah, nothing too flashy there, but O'Quinn certainly able to punch it down with authority because he is a big body.
And there's the whistle on the shot. Took the foul, shot misses. He'll be shooting 2.
2 shots, gentlemen. 2.
And the Mavericks, one of the more forward-thinking franchises in the NBA. They were among the first, Doris, to embrace analytics.
Well, listen, this is an organization that ownership has a background in technology, so it makes sense for them to grasp onto those analytics. But for me, it's about combining that with the fierce competitiveness and a team hungry to find every edge.
That's good from Noel. So for the Knicks, Lance Thomas, he's checked in for Hicks. Troy Williams comes in for Hardaway. And Lee's subbed in for Ntilikina. Measury, he's checked in for the Mavericks. All free throws good from Noel.
We're still waiting for that first miss from the line this half.
Burke kicks to O'Quinn. Lee passes to Thomas. And again, New York with the triple.
They're getting a lot of their points outside the paint. 3 of their last 5 baskets are from three-point range.
Here's Noel. Gets it to go for bucket number 8. He's taken just 10 shots.
Well, how nice is it to watch Noel get going on the offensive end? He's finding his spots quickly.
Picked by O'Quinn. Burke dishes to Williams. Here's O'Quinn, and terrific work on the offensive glass, and he picks up 2.
Boy, you can't pin their struggles today on him. He's been on fire from the field.
Mejri and the Mavericks getting another bucket right there. And so it's New York with it. Burke kicks to Thomas. And stolen by Noel. And here we go. Fast break. Barea's got it. Finished off the break.
Wow, look at the way the big man Noel set up his guys, puts the pass in the perfect position, easy shot.
Now here's Burke. This one for 3. Sinks the three-pointer. Burke's got 5.
They've given up a lot of three-pointers here today.
Noel passes to McDermott. Basket good.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Outside Williams. Now here's Burke, guarded by Barea. Picked by O'Quinn. Just 5 to shoot. Williams for 3. And it's Noel with the rebound.
Boy, he has been cold for a while now.
Yeah, starting to look like it's taking its toll mentally. He doesn't look like himself.
The Knicks shooting 48% from the field as a team in this third quarter. Outside Williams. McDermott with a steal. They're running. And so he earns a trip to the line. Official saw the contact and he'll shoot 2.
I think I like the skill set of Doug McDermott. He's a phenomenal shooter, and he's got tremendous range.
He's gone 2 for 2 at the line so far.
And you know what? The work he's put in at the line starting to pay off. How about 78% on the season?
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
That free throw, no good. Smith checked in for the Mavericks. And he sinks the second. 1:35 left in the third quarter. Lee dishes to Burke. Picked by Lee. Burke kicks to O'Quinn. New York, no good that time either.
Yeah, coming off that screen, wide open, just can't convert.
Well, I think, Greg, that's exactly what you want. The screen was solid. The execution just fell a little bit short on the shot.
And whatever the adjustments at halftime, they are looking really good right now.
Well, there's no doubt this quarter has been all about them. They've come out hot, and they're not showing any signs of letting up.
Now, here's O'Quinn. 8 points for him. Thomas, no good. On its way from McDermott for 2. Here's Noel. It drops. That's his 9th field goal of the contest. A blistering hot 9 for 11.
Another bucket down low. They've been the aggressors, taking the ball inside and attacking at the rim.
Over in the corner, Lee. They set the pick. That's tipped and stolen by Noel. 2-on-1 as they jump out on the break. And the basket good by Mejri.
No hesitation at all in transition, and they have a huge margin in that department.
They're getting beat up pretty badly out there.
And I don't care what anybody says. You can't keep the status quo. If it ain't working, you got to make some changes.
Lee kicks to Thomas. The dish to Burke. Picked by Lee. Knocked loose. Here's O'Quinn. Can't connect from 13 feet out. And as we conclude the third quarter, pretty much a blowout. It's been a one-sided affair. Mavericks ahead, running away with this one. And we're just moments away from the start of the fourth quarter. Stay with us. And we're rolling here again with the fourth quarter. Might not come down to the wire, but you never know. Dallas shooting extremely well. 62% on the night to this point. Measury misses. The Knicks shooting 33% for the night. That's a big thorn in their side right now. And for Dallas, Noel is out there with McDermott. Then there's Measury, and it's Smith.
You hope that's a wake-up call for the defense, boys, because you give them that clean a look and it's over.
And he gets the bucket.
Well, McDermott is working on that interior game because he has size and touch.
McDermott's gone 4 of 6 from the floor here tonight. Over in the corner, Williams. Outside Thomas, trying his luck deep. That shot misses. And it's Dallas the other way. Here's Noel. That shot no good. Good D by Thomas. Outside Williams. Outside Thomas. And Burke has it in the corner. And Doris, in the collective bargaining agreement, great news for retired players. Health insurance options, pensions will increase, tuition reimbursement fund. What does that mean to these players who gave everything they had for this great game?
You know what I love about this, Kevin? I think each of us stands on the shoulders of the people who came before us, right? Everybody is the product of all the experience that came before. So
yes.
You think back to some of the ages that shaped the NBA, the Bill Russell Celtics, the Jerry West Lakers, and then go on through the generations. It's important we acknowledge their contributions. I absolutely love what this CBA has afforded these retired players.
And I think the NBA actually has taken a lead in that among all of the national sports.
You know what, Kevin? I think the NBA, because of their great leadership, they're always opportunistic to say, how can we make it better for our players? How can we make it better for the fans?
And other leagues are following. Well said, Bruce. Don't usually see them shooting the three.
Back at you. That's payback for the three on the other end.
Well, I just like the shot selection in that instance. He wanted to get him back, and he did just that with the three. That's a complete effort. Stuck with his man, gets his hand up, and then he doesn't hesitate to finish the possession with the rebounding job.
And the Knicks with possession here. And what was that about? Not a good shot right there. And Dallas again with the bucket.
And that set them apart today, guys. Their success with the mid-range.
The Knicks have gone 3 of 6 from the field so far in the fourth quarter. The three from Thomas. And play stops as it looks like they call an over the back here.
And you can live with those over the back calls sometimes because at least it's an effort play.
Right, because you'd rather have guys playing aggressive and physical than being too timid.
Emmanuel Mudiay's checked in for New York. Here's Smith. Not enough on that one as it misses.
He's tried to get it going, but the shots simply have not been there. Nothing seems to be falling.
Right wing. Three-pointer. The Knicks rebound. Second chance shot. That one misses.
Well, it looks like he's going to get the easy 2 points, but the defense recovers just in time to affect it.
Got a piece of it. Now, Mudiay. He dishes it to Thomas. Some nice passing by New York here. Defended by Measury. From deep. It's rebounded by Dallas. Measury's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. Here's Motley. Dallas, no good that time either.
Well, they get it to the high percentage area, and then it all goes wrong from there.
Here's Mudiay. Hits the front of the rim and out.
Yeah, and something we always talk about, though, shot selection.
Yeah, that's not a good example right there. You could have worked it around to get a better opportunity.
So many great point guards in this year's draft. Greg, what stands out to you about North Carolina State's Dennis Smith?
Well, I think he's the best athlete of them all. A terror off the bounce, great toughness, and he's drawn some comparison to Stevie Francis when you talk about his bounce and physicality.
Shooting 2.
Free throw good, Smith. Doris, as always, this question about resting players. Fans pay hundreds of dollars for tickets and parking and everything else, expecting the healthy guys to play. Why shouldn't there be a requirement for them to suit up?
Well, again, you have Commissioner Adam Silver attempting to address this and making it known during the finals that there would be some limitations based on the ability to rest players, that there would be strong encouragement to rest players at home because your fans obviously have more of an opportunity to see them at home. Listen, Kevin, I think fans need to be able to see the stars. At the same time, it's a strenuous 82-game stretch. Have we addressed it in terms of lengthening the season and shortening the preseason? What I do like is that the NBA is aware that there is an issue, and they are working proactively to fix it.
As is their custom. They always do that.
Correct.
Indicative of what we've seen tonight. One team being the aggressor, the other failing to react.
Right, really a disappointing effort on the defensive end, not offering any challenge at all at the cup.
Williams gets the bucket.
And I don't care how far from the bucket he is. You've got to have a man on him. He's just too good from deep. And how about the excellent court vision, just keeping the defense off balance?
I'll tell you, Greg, his passing has been absolutely outstanding. He is threading the needle right now.
That's tipped. And here we go. The Mavericks on a fast break. Count that one. Motley's got 4 points in the quarter.
Oh, terrific pick. Then kicks it right ahead, turning defense into offense.
Oh, yeah, that's perfect in transition, right? He knew exactly what to do after picking that ball off.
And so it's New York with it. And here we go. The Mavericks on a fast break. Flushes it down to finish the break.
And a good example there of why it's important to change ends quickly.
Well, that's how you attack in transition. Remarkable effort, getting as high percentage a look as you can really get.
So it's the Knicks now. The Mavericks making the shot. Pass to Hicks. Outside Williams. The three. He's now made half of those 10 shots in the game. That's his 5th basket.
Boy, his marksmanship has been unbelievable this quarter, and they're still down.
And he gets the bucket.
And the crisp passing has opened things up for them offensively.
The Knicks shooting a pedestrian 36% in the 4th quarter. The offense not doing their best work of late. There's the triple. Mejri with the rebound. Mejri's got 7 rebounds in the game. To the inside, shoots it, and it's Dallas with another.
Just no resistance on the inside. That's their 5th consecutive make in the paint.
They've been a little too casual with the ball out there.
Yeah, but you can't force that square peg into the round hole. Oftentimes, you just got to make that first simple pass and get a rhythm from that.
The Mavericks shooting in the 4th has been tremendous, 59%. Here's Motley. Good D by Williams. The Knicks shooting about 33%, not happy with their play on that end. And he banks in the layup.
Give credit where credit is due right there. A terrific assist.
Mavericks shooting 61% from the field, showing some marvelous touch out there. Great positioning on the putback.
And now you see them starting to really work the ball inside.
Doris, I've heard you talk often about instituting a play clock from the very beginnings of someone learning the game of basketball.
Kevin, I think this is absolutely critical to the future of the game of basketball here in the United States, because the Europeans right now, from the formative stages, from the youngest someone picks up the game of basketball, play under duress of the shot clock. And the reason that's important is you must be a 3-tool player to play under duress of the shot clock, meaning you've got to be a triple threat. You've got to be able to pass it, dribble it, and shoot it. And to do that with the pressure of a shot clock leaning in on you from those earliest moments is significant. And I know I have the backing of guys like R.C. Buford and Rick Carlisle. They believe, more important than me, intelligent basketball people believe that in the United States, we must institute a shot clock from the time guys and young women pick up the game.
2 shots, gentlemen. 2.
Number 42. At the line for 2.
Shooting 2.
No good on the free throw. J.J. Barea is checked in for Smith. That's off as well, so he misses both. Doris, we know coaches need to win to keep their jobs. However, they need great players to win, which falls on the shoulders of a general manager. So why are more coaches fired for poor team performance than GMs?
You know, I think what's fascinating to me, and this is a supposition I've heard other broadcasters talk about, which I believe should be instituted. Instead of just showing the coach's record on national broadcasts, why don't we include the record of the GM? Because the coaches are not ultimately responsible unless they're responsible for both jobs, which we do see on occasion. But to me, the general manager has a significant role to the win-loss record, and both should be included.
And maybe when the owner says, hey, I'll pick the coach, it doesn't affect you. But if you pick the coach, you're tied with that coach. You're joined at the hip.
Great point. Great point.
2 shots.
First free throw is good. Both shots good from the stripe. Doris coach Popovich down in San Antonio once said that a female NBA coach is going to happen. How much longer do you think it'll take for that to happen?
Well, I'm so grateful to Greg Popovich for getting the process that has to be part of the equation started, right? He hires Becky Hammon as the first full-time assistant in the NBA. Just like I would like to see doors open on the general manager side and let somebody start in the personnel aspect. Doors have to open before we can walk through them. It will take some time because you've got to pay your dues now as an assistant coach, but at least the process is started, and I'm so grateful to the Spurs and Pop for getting it started.
And to be quite honest, as a broadcaster, you're a pioneer from that end of it. We know that there's a lot of quality thought, male or female, but you've represented females, women, very well with what you do.
I've been very lucky, Kevin, and thankful for the opportunity, certainly.
He misses the free throw. And All-Star Week, a fan favorite certainly. But Doris, I've heard you say on more than one occasion you'd love to see a 3-on-3 competition.
Kevin, I think if you're trying to learn the game of basketball, putting yourself in a situation to play 3-on-3 is one of the greatest ways you can develop your game. One, it teaches you how to pass and cut, right? You cannot be effective in a 3-on-3 game unless you understand how to screen for somebody, how to set yourself up to come off of a screen. The shorter dynamic of the 3-on-3 in a half-court environment is one of the best ways to learn how to play the game of basketball.
I love that analysis. That's terrific.
You know, put a rough first half behind him. He's absolutely crushing it here in the second.
Here's Ntilikina. He kicks it to Moutier. They get it back.
I love that Cantor will pursue rebounds out of his area. This guy's such a powerful player who's willing to exert his will.
Measure misses. The Knicks shooting a pedestrian 36% in the fourth quarter. The offense not doing their best work of late. Ntilikina can't hit. The Mavericks shooting 57% in this fourth quarter. Here's Barnes. And the Mavericks getting another bucket right there.
This is something we've seen from Harrison Barnes since his collegiate days at North Carolina, the capacity to light it up from mid-range.
There's a screen by Williams. That one drops for him. Williams has got 13 points now in the quarter.
I'll tell you, he's doing everything scoring-wise this period to try to keep them in it.
And that one is good.
Incredibly reliable as a scorer. He's always looking for ways to help the team succeed. It's happening again tonight.
Cantor sets the pick for Moutier. Hicks, the basket good off the assist from Moutier. Moutier's got assist number 8 now on the night. Feeds it to Barnes over Williams. It's rebounded by New York. Out left to the wing. We've got 1:55 left to play in the final quarter. Cantor with a screen on Barnes. Just 5 on the clock. Another miss by Williams.
And on an open look like that, he's very gifted at making the weak coverage pay.
Tries again, and there's the nice layup by Barnes. Barnes has got 16 here in the second half.
Well, for some reason, no one accounting for Barnes on the offensive glass, and that cost them.
To the wing right side. To the middle. The shot's good from Cantor.
And as we head to the final buzzer here, a crushing blowout. Big-time dominance, and this will go in the record books as a gaudy win for the Mavericks.
Free throws were a big factor in this one.
You know, it's always great to get a lot of shots at the line, but the key, they were able to convert tonight. You start making free throws, and it can get you the win.
And so looking at their number, this will be win number 22 on the year.
And you know, this is a win they wanted badly, guys. They did not want to get swept in the season series.
And what a tremendous standout performance it was for Dirk Nowitzki.
I think it would be impossible to overstate the influence he had on this basketball game. He was the centerpiece of what they did on the offensive end and the anchor of their defense. That's as complete a performance as we've seen.
Now here's Moutier. Count it from 12. And the Mavericks call time here. They're up. 46 seconds left in the fourth. And now we get the chance to present our Jordan Player of the Game, Harrison Barnes.
Yeah, and his performance has been a jaw-dropper. He must have been feeling great coming into the building tonight, because once he hit the court, it was all working for him. He was in a zone.
Without his heroics here tonight, this could have been a second straight loss for them. But he was sensational, and instead of a losing streak, he may have them headed in the opposite direction now. So it's both teams making substitutions here. .46 seconds left to play in the final quarter. Offensive rebound. A nice shot by Barea.
And on the road, silencing the crowd. What a dominant performance.
Well, they took control of this game from the outset, a commanding all-around performance and an important road win.
Here's Williams, following the score by Dallas. Back to Canner. Fires for three. Again, Williams missing. And guys, they can just sit on the ball here if they want to.
They have earned this win.
Count the basket.
And this is how you close out a game, not taking any chances.
Well, you can't have any room for error late in a game like this, so they put the finishing touches in style. I love how they closed.
Hicks passes to Canner. Here's Ntilikina. Got a hand on it. Dallas calls timeout. They're ahead. Just 2 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Guys, your thoughts?
You know, this is a timeout maybe just so they can pat each other on the back because no other reason to call it.
You know, I think it's an opportunity just for the coach to see some execution. Finish this thing out the right way.
Here's Barea, and he converts the layup.
I'll tell you, don't let the diminutive size fool you. This guy is not intimidated and can get his shot in the painted area.
So no problem for Dallas as they get the win. To come into an opponent's building and dominate the way they did tonight says, I think, Greg, an awful lot about this team.
I guess they don't need home cooking to feel at home. I mean, Kevin, just a masterful performance all the way around.
It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thanks, Kevin. Dirk, how were you all able to exploit them inside tonight?
Well, I think our points of pain come more in transition. We got to push the ball. That's where we are best. We're not really a slow, grinded out kind of team. But if we do have to, and it's a slow game, then we got to find a way to penetrate some, make the defense collapse, and finish around the basket some. I was able to get in there some, so that was big for us. Play inside out.
Yeah, you really had that defense moving tonight, Dirk. Thanks again. Back to you, Kevin.
David, thank you as always. And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Doris Burke, David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, and the rest of our terrific 2K Sports crew, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. So long and good night, everyone.